Next question up. Let's go ahead and handle it like we know how. First thing we do is read the question sentence. How much time remains in his shift? Okay, cool. Sounds good. So from here, it looks like what we're saying is we're talking about somebody who's on shift, and we want to know how much time is left on their shift. So if you're thinking, hey, we might be subtracting here. Yeah, you're absolutely right. If we're trying to see how much time is left, yes, we will be subtracting. So let's go ahead and understand this here. A delivery driver's shift is 8 hours long. Okay, I'm going to highlight that. 8-hour shift. He spends this much time on the first route, and then this much time on the second route. How much time remains in the shift? Okay, so to me, everyone, it sounds like we're going to take the 8-hour shift and we are going to subtract these two instances of time. We're going to subtract the 2 hours and 45 minutes. And we're also going to subtract the 3 hours and 30 minutes. Everyone, would you agree with that before I continue? Would you agree with the idea that, hey, look, because we're trying to find how much time remains on the shift, we're just trying to go ahead and take away the amount of time that we spent here and the amount of time that we spent there from the original 8 hours. Yeah, that's what we want to do. So we're going to take the time away. So here's the cool thing about this, my friends. When it comes to subtracting time, you have a couple of different options. You can go ahead and subtract the 2 hours and 45 minutes first, and then move forward to subtracting the 3 hours and 30 minutes. You can absolutely do that. Another option, subtract the 2 hours, subtract the 3 hours, and then subtract the minutes that are remaining with some mental math. Again, entirely up to you. Here's what I'm going to personally do. Personally, I am going to subtract the hours and then subtract the minutes one by one because that's a much better way of performing mental math. Here's what I mean, everyone. Let's take the 8 hours, let's subtract 2, and let's subtract 3. Everyone, if we subtract 2 hours and then 3 hours from 8 hours, how many hours do we have left? 8 minus 2, that's going to be 6. 6 minus 3, that's going to be a remainder of 3 hours. So let me write that down here. We have 3 hours, and we still have to subtract the 45 minutes that we didn't subtract yet, and the 30 minutes that we didn't subtract yet either. Everyone, using your knowledge of time, 3 hours minus 45 minutes, what does that leave us at? If I do 3 hours minus 2 hours and 45 minutes, that leaves us at 2 hours and what? How many minutes do you have left until you get to that full hour? Yeah, 15 minutes. So we have 2 hours and 15 minutes left. And now you just have one more subtraction to do. Remember, everyone, this is going on in my head. I chose to subtract the 2 hours and 3 hours. Boom. Then I chose to subtract the 45 minutes. Boom. And now I'll finish by subtracting the 30 minutes. So here, remember that 30 minutes is just 15 twice. So everyone, if I take away 15 minutes twice, that's going to be boom, gone, cancels out. And then 2 hours minus 15 minutes. What does that leave us with? Correct. 1 hour and 45 minutes. There we are. Our answer here for this question is going to be answer choice A. And remember that the reason we were able to succeed in this problem were two things. One, we understood the context. We understood that to find the remaining time, we subtracted. And then number two, we chose to use some mental math here, which you can do by hand. Either way is fine. But we were able to calculate one by one. And there we are, my party people. That's why the correct answer here is A. All right, so let's go ahead and take it forward here to, again, another practice problem, but it's getting slightly tougher. We're doing the same thing. We're distributing. We're making sure that everything from one parentheses multiplies with everything from the other. I got you. But obviously, we see that we have two different variables. Doesn't change a thing. In how we handle each individual mechanic, sure, but it does not change the overall process. So let's get this done. We have 2x that we're going to distribute to the x, and we're also going to distribute to the y. So let's start with purple, 2x multiplied by x. Then in green, we see that we have 2x multiplied by y. Then up next in red, I'm going to multiply the negative 3y with the x. So that'll be minus 3y times x. And then lastly, we'll take that minus 3y and multiply it with the y. So minus 3y multiplied by y. So notice, I just took it one step at a time. That's all I did. That's all I focused on. So when we move forward to the next step, it's just going to be cleaning up each individual piece. And then if we can combine like terms, we can combine like terms. So let's go ahead and take advantage of that and move forward here. 2x times x. Well, x times x, that's going to give us x squared. So that part right here is 2x squared. Next up, we see that we have 2x times y, and we're going to write that exactly how we see it. That's going to be plus 2xy. There's nothing to combine here, so we're good. Up next, we have negative 3y times x. Everybody, can we confirm in the chat box? Can we confirm that 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2? Can we confirm that? That both of those are the same exact thing? Exactly. Yep, they are the absolute same thing. So what I'm about to do hopefully isn't going to be terribly confusing. I'm not going to write this as negative 3yx. I'm going to write this as negative 3xy. So I'm going to write it in this way because it's going to allow me to see the like terms that I can combine. xy, xy. Does everybody see that there in the chat box? Again, I wrote it in alphabetical order so I can better identify and better understand, again, my like terms. Sweet. Now let's take it forward to the last part here, negative 3y times y. So we have negative 3, and then we have y times y, which is y squared. So we'll write that out, negative 3y squared, and we are good. So the last step that we'll need to take, like we said, like we noticed, is going to be combining those like terms right there. So let's go ahead and combine them and move it forward. 2x squared, we'll continue writing that where it was. Then we have a 2 minus 3. Everybody, what is 2 minus 3? What's that going to give us? Yeah, that's going to be a negative 1 because 3 minus 2, that's 1. But 2 minus 3, that's going to be negative 1. That's going to be negative 1. And so with that said, everybody, nice and easy, we are going to have negative 1xy. And then we still write that minus 3y squared at the end. But my party people, one last quick question. Do we have to write that 1 in front of the xy? Do we have to write that 1? No, we don't. So we can rewrite this as a final answer of 2x squared minus xy minus 3y squared. And there we are. And that's how we can determine here that the correct final answer is answer choice D. And there we go, everybody. Booyah, all set there. So I'll ask again, where's our confidence level at as we head into the next one?